All right, if you didn't get that to work, please watch. I want you to at least attempt this. Everybody. All right. First of all, well, and thank you to Evan. But this is the okay. No, it's too big, but that's fine. This is the URL, so if you do want to see it, I'll be more than happy to send it to people if they want it to. That's it. It's one of the URLs I had given you. It is a YouTube presentation. It's about 12 minutes long. There's no sound. So you have to just sit there and watch the person go through everything. Now, I'm not going to sit there because some of you type so slow. I'm not going to leave this up there while you sit there and type it. Sorry. I'll send it to you. So just don't worry about typing it right now. So I have the project up. There it is. I have it running. There it is. You remember this was the low, high, etc. So those were the priorities. Those were the tasks. Hopefully everybody realizes what you're copying in from what Evan showed us is you're copying in the schema. You're still going to have to put that record information in. You understand what I'm saying? There won't be anything in there when you run it. It'll be like you do this and there's nothing there but the headings. So you'll have to go in after we get done, and you'll see that in just a minute. All right, so I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to start by getting into AppHarbor, and I'm going to create a new application. And I'm just going to use my initial, JP Scott MVC to do. All right, click Create New. You call it whatever you want to call it, but it'd be nice to remember what you called it. All right, so we've done that. Now I've got the new project. There it is. All right. Again, I'm going to go and click on the add-on catalog. You can either do that here, or you can click on add-ons up here. It doesn't matter, but I'm going to click the add-on catalog. Then I'm going to go down to almost the very bottom and find SQL Server on the right here. All right. You can either click the disk or the icon here or the See More link. So I'm going to click the See More link. All right. It says, what do you want? Of course, we want the Yocto. We want the free one. So we're going to click Install. All right. After you do that, it should appear down here. We've gone through this before. All right. So after you do that, if you click on it, it should then move it up here. All right. That shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. We got that to work without any problem. Then go and click where it says Go to SQL Server right here. And that's going to give you this information. All right. Now, I agree with everything that Evan did. The only thing I would suggest, you don't have to do this. But what I would suggest is what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the host name right away. I'm going to copy it to the clipboard. I'm going to open up an empty in here, an empty Notepad++, and I'm going to paste it in. So now I've got that in there. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to grab the username. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to copy it to the clipboard, and I'm going to put that in there. And then I'm going to go one more time, and I'm going to go in, and I'm going to grab the password. Now, you don't have to do that. Evan didn't. His worked just fine. But now I've got all that information. All right? I don't have to worry about highlighting it again or anything else. And yours should end like this. All right? For your host name. If it doesn't end with sequelizer.com, you didn't grab all of it. And it's real easy to miss part of it too. So you might want to go back, and especially if this doesn't work, go back and that'd be the first thing I'd look at. Okay, so done that. All right. So what would you recommend for the next step then? All right, going in and basically creating the database next? Is that what you did next?
That's probably initial Git, wherever.
All right. All right, then on your project folder, of course mine got all thrown all over the place. It was just right here. I put it there so I wouldn't lose it. Yeah, where is it?
You're right. Down. Left.
There we go. All right. So right mouse click on the project name or the project folder. All right. And choose Git Bash here, which again opens up our Git Bash. All right. I'm going to widen this out so hopefully we can all see it okay. All right. Then we want to do a Git add. You're right. A Git init. All right. So first do a Git init. All right. That'll start up our Git session. And hit enter. Nothing magical happens except it's telling you that it's done that. And if you did not previously have a .git folder in there, you will now. All right. Now we want to do a git space add space dot, which again says bring everything that's in the project over into our repository. All right. Well, that isn't too good. This is my error. This isn't what you're going to get. Yours should work. I was playing around with connection strings, and somehow my connection string is all screwed up. All right? I can tell you that for sure that's what it is. In my quest to get this to work, as I was working on it, I did a whole bunch of stuff, and I may have removed the good connection string. So I'm going to look here. Well, it says I've got a pending edit. All right, I'm going to try to go here and go to my Team Explorer right here and go to Changes. Doggone it. Well, what it could be, not saying this is what it is, but what it could be is the fact that it's still open. I've got the application open right here. So I'm going to close it and try it again. And you didn't have it open? Okay. Nope. Anybody else get this error? Did yours work, Ethan? Was that a or a That's a Okay. How about ladies? How about yours? Did it work? Yeah, I don't know where ID is. All right. Well, what I'd like to do is I'd like to come over here. Okay. I'm wondering if I just remove the folder and try to add it again, if it's going to make it better or if it's going to make it worse.
I don't really think it matters.
I don't either.
Do it in either.
Yeah.
Because in the YouTube videos, he creates a separate folder for the repository and just adds everything into it at the end and pushes that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
No, it worked when I did it. I removed the Git folder.
I don't even have a Git folder in here.
You should have a Git folder in there if you did the Git init. That makes a Git folder in there. That's what it does.
Then until I sent the Git repository.
All right, so the Git init worked. The Git add dot appears to have worked. Now, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we have to go back here. We have to go back to AppHarbor first. And in AppHarbor, I've got to go back in here to the application. All right. And I've got to click repository URL. All right, so I'm going to click that, and that creates this, which tells me basically, I think, where it's going to run it for, where it's going to run the repository from. Copy that. So I went over here, went back to my main menu here, clicked the repository URL, and I'm grabbed what was added here. Now, I'm going to go back into Git. And I'm going to do all of this in just a second. That's the wrong name. All right. So git space remote space add space AppHarbor space, and then whatever you got here when you click that repository URL, that thing you have to copy to the clipboard and put it in there. All right. Did you do a git init when you started? If you didn't, you don't have a git folder, so it won't do anything. All right. Well, let's see if I can get this if I can get this to work. Okay. So the next was to push it.
No.
I'm sorry, the commit, then the push.
You could commit now, or you could just commit after you make all the changes.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. I'll just leave that up here. All right. So now I'm going to go back to the project, right? And now do all the database stuff. All right. So go back to the project. All right. And on here, okay, change, choose SQL Server, click OK. All right, the server name is what we have to grab from over here. All right, that'll go here. All right, do you have to refresh? All right, then authentication, we want to change to SQL Server Authentication. The username will be changed to this. Oops. And the password will be changed to this. You didn't have to select or enter a database name, correct? Okay. So, all right. Save your password and then just OK. And that created this. If you look up on the screen here, that created this. And what is that? That's the same as the server name that we have, right? So we've got to come in here and go to tables. Do we have to do the other? Do it from the other one? All right. So I want to come in here. And again, I'm not going to do it exactly the way you do it. I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to come over to my priorities table. I'm going to right mouse click on it, and I'm going to choose Open Table Definition. And I'm going to grab everything that's in there. It's still loading. There we go. All right, I'm going to grab all of that, and I'm going to take that and paste that in here. All right, so there's the priorities table. All right, then I'm going to come back and close that. All right, right mouse click on tasks, choose Open Table Definition, and do the same thing. All right, so now I have in here, if you notice, what I did was from AppHarbor, I copied in the name of the server, I copied in the username, and I copied in the password name. From the existing database, I copied in the schema for the priorities table and the schema for the tasks table. All right? So now I've got both of those in there. All right? Now, what I have to do then is go back to my new database right here and right mouse click on the new database and choose new query. All right? There's nothing in there, so I want, and shouldn't matter. But since tasks is referencing priorities, I'm going to create the priorities one first. So I'm going to right mouse click on highlight all of it, right mouse click, choose copy, paste that in. There's that, and I'm going to tell it to execute. Commands completed successfully. Good. I don't want to save this query. So do I want to save it? No. All right, so now I want to right mouse click again on here and again choose new query. All right, this time I want to go and grab the other schema, copy it to the clipboard, paste it in, tell it to execute. Now, when I right mouse click on here, if it all worked, and I choose refresh, notice I now have my two tables here. All right, there is no data in those tables. So if I'm not going to, but if I click on the show table data, there won't be anything there. All right. Okay. Now, it sounded like now we want to go back and we want to change our query string now. Okay. So I want to go down to the web config file. And yeah, this is a pain in the butt to have to go through all this stuff. All right, find the connection string. Now, just so you know, you technically don't have to remove the one that you removed. All right, in fact, the recommendation is you make a copy of it because then it keeps this one to run from the local server, and the copy, the one you change, is what it should run from AppHarbor. Having two connection strings in there should not hurt anything. All right, the system, based on context, should know exactly which one it's supposed to be using. So I'm going to grab this, copy it all to the clipboard, come back in here, and paste it in. So now I have two of them. All right, now go to the second one. It shouldn't really matter which one we use. And there's the one quote. Okay, so everything here till we find the next quote. No, what I'm telling you is what Evan did was he rewrote the connection string. But what I'm telling you is now, once he's done that, I don't think you cannot go back and run that on your regular program from the regular server because it can't do an association. What I'm saying is having two of them like this will say, oh, if you're running it local DB, use the top one. And if you're running it from AppHarbor, use the one we're about to change. Does that make sense? All right. So I want to remove all that. Okay. And then go back into AppHarbor here, or do I have?
No, go to the database you created.
That you're right. Okay. And that's the connection string I want. All right. So I want to go right here. I want to go back into here, right mouse click on here, choose properties, and find the connection string that's over here. There it is, and he said double click on it, so I did. And paste it in between these two quotes and put a semicolon at the end of it. But we have to remove the asterisks for the password, and we have to replace them with the actual password that we have, which is this. Copy. Paste. All right. Seems like it'd be a good time to at least save. All right. No, I don't want to save that stupid query, so I can get rid of that. No. All right, so now I should be able to save all. There we go. All right. Now am I ready to go back to Git? Yes, I did. In my web config file, there it is. I copied the whole thing in there. I've changed those asterisks. But yes, thank you for asking. All right, so I'm going to go back to Git now. And I want to type in git space commit space -m and then put some kind of a message in here. And the message I'm going to put is AppHarbor build. That's good. All right. Now, am I ready to go and actually go in and try to run this now? Oh, good. Okay. Git space push space AppHarbor space master. And just because anything you ever run from a command line can be funky, I wouldn't sit there and say, oh, okay, I'm just going to go and minimize this, and I wouldn't go jacking with anything in this until this says it's at 100%. Right? Whether you want to do it that way or not, I mean, that's going to be your call anyway. All right, now I'm going to go back to AppHarbor. All right, and I'm going to click on your applications, and that was the application. You can see it's still building. And it's not impossible when this gets done that there'll be an error. Hoping that doesn't happen, but you never know. All right. Now, did you just click deploy, or what did you do here? Right. Yeah, it's queuing it. So if I go to the application now, that's when I get that nginx thing, because it's still queued. I went back in to the folder where the project was, and I had a .git folder in there. I removed the folder and went through the process all over again. I started up Git all over again, and I went through everything again. All right, well, here it is. Let's see. I don't like how long it's taking. I don't think I skipped anything from what you did, but I could have.
It does take a while to load the stages.
Well, that is good. Yes. When I got that, I went back into the project. Okay, so I got out of Git. I literally just stopped Git. Okay, so I typed in exit right there, or you can click the X. That's not going to matter. Then I went back to the project, and in your project folder now there should be a folder that says .git. I removed the folder. I literally highlighted it, hit delete. Okay, you did that, and the same thing happened. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, what I will try to do on Thursday is take what Evan has shown. Now, Ethan just mentioned, let's just go another direction. He got his to work on Azure. Now, when you did, though, did you have to give him a credit card number? What's that?
The thing is, you give them that credit card number, and there's like a certain cap that you get. Like
Yes,
that's
it's
free for the month,
yes.
right?
They give you like $200 worth of free stuff. You're not going to use that.
I know.
Period. I mean, even if you did full time, you probably wouldn't use that. So, I mean, if you were,
In order to pay as you go, there's like a certain
yeah,
cap, right?
yes,
And if you never
yes,
reach that, it's like
yes.
$8 a month or something.
But the reason that they do that is in case you ever upgrade,
Yeah.
that they have your credit card information. Because if you went from Yocto to the other one, not Yocto, but the equivalent of that, and they didn't have a credit card, it would be like you'd be trying to get it for free. And I know this too because for Christmas I bought my mother a Kindle Fire, and my sister said my daughter said, "Oh, I'll set it up for her. I already set mine up." I said, "No, that's good." And she said, "Oh, Dad, I need a credit card number." Even if it's all the apps, if everything you're going to download is free, they still need a credit card number for authorization. And I think that Azure is the same thing. So if you say, well, I don't have a credit card number, and I don't think a debit card works.
It should in theory. As long as there's funds on that.
Just because it should in theory doesn't mean anything, though.
Yeah. I mean, in theory, I should have a gift folder that's not there, but
What I will try to do, I don't think I missed anything. Okay? I'm going to save this tape, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to redo it Thursday morning. If we don't get it to work, all right, if we don't get it to work, then put 2 or 3 of your projects from chapters 1 through 11 in it. All right, just stand those up. That shouldn't be any kind of problem because they don't have a database. All right.
I know it shouldn't matter, but the only things that you have in there that I don't is that local connection string.
Yeah, I can try that. And I have no problem at all.
It shouldn't matter. But
No, it shouldn't.
That's the only thing that's different.
But that's fine. Not going to try to build it again. It may fail because that one is gone. All right, committed that change. Now I should be able to just do a commit and a push, right?
Yeah, you all since you committed it in.
And there I really don't have to commit it again. I should just be able to push. All right. look, that one works. Oops. There's the mouse. And that works. You can't see it, but what it was I didn't let it wait long enough. All right, so mine works. So the good news is, what I'll do is on Thursday, I'll repeat all of these steps very, 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 very slowly. All right? And if I can, I'll even try to write them down. But tomorrow while you're here, just pretend we're not even doing any fricking thing with ASP.NET with a database. Spend all of your time tomorrow trying to whip your portfolio into shape. What I'm going to ask you too, just so you know, if you can, especially those of you, you know who you are, who tend to come in late. Don't do that tomorrow. Boy, if everybody was here at 12:30, I'd be happy. Because Evan Gudmisted will be here, and as far as Evan is concerned, if you're here at 12:36, you're tardy. If you're here after 12:40, you're absent. That's the way he does things. All right? That's the way I'm supposed to do things. I'm already getting a little flack for being too soft and stuff, you know, and I don't need that. So like I said, mine works. What I did that you didn't do, I don't know. But again, if I'm driving, I'm leaving at 4, you know that, all right? And hell, I'll do it right now. I can retape it, you know, and do it nice and slow and write down the steps. I'll see if I can do that and get it done. This tape is already 32 minutes long, but I'll try between now and then to see if I can get every single step in there. But like you said, why, when we get the same error, why did I fix something and it worked, and why did you do the same fix and it didn't work? That I can't answer. You know, I have absolutely no idea. But I should be able to. I didn't try this, but can I click Create New? There it is. All right, so the ID would be a 1. The description would be low. Create. There it is. All right. 2 we said was medium. 3 will be high. And 4 will be urgent. I think that's what we did. I don't even remember. All right, so now I've got those in. If I go over from there and I go over to my tasks, all right, if I go to the tasks now, hopefully I will have the drop down when I click Create New. What's my task ID? There, task priority. You guys can't see, just this connection is bad. Charles knows it. He said he's got another plug-in. I wish he'd change it. But it is setting up. I have to put it, there it is. All right, so 1, all right, the short description, cut hair. Long description, get a haircut. Task due date, 12/25/2017. And notice under the priority, it already has them. All right, so that'll be medium. Click Create. Now I have that. And this looks funky because I've got too big a screen there. So mine works. So what I will do, I have no idea if this is going to work, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to take the other one that we did, that remember that had the grades and all that other stuff in it, and you can watch if you want. You don't have to follow along, but I will tape it. I will do everything right from the beginning. All right, maybe Evan can watch me, and so not if, but when I screw up, he can say, hey, you screwed up. All right, but this one is done. So I will save this and I will put that tape out there. Again, the problem is when we all created them, you know, we weren't sitting there saying type an S, type an L, type a J, etc. You were all doing it on your own. I have no guarantee that people save things with the same names and stuff that I used. You could have done something differently, so I don't know when yours doesn't work. I don't know why it wouldn't. All right, but I'm going to stop this.